Hello, and you're listening to the first ever episode of The Avery Experience. Unfortunately, we don't have any special guests today, but let's talk about soft people, shall we? Something that has always been on my mind is, why are people so soft nowadays? I mean, you really gotta think about it. How can someone truly be soft? Well, it's more metaphorical, obviously. You get that, I get that, we all get that. When I personally talk about the word soft, I'm thinking easily offended. Now, the word offended and offensive should be simple words, yes? Unfortunately for you, my dear viewer, the word offensive is not a simple word. It is a subjective word, which is personal depending on what you are offended by. Offensive could literally mean anything. A word could be offensive. A look could be offensive. A finger could be offensive. A saying could be offensive. Visual media could be considered offensive. It doesn't matter, but it's all personal to you. And that's what I'm talking about. There's so many people who are just personally offended by everything that doesn't conform to their viewpoint. They're offended by other ideas, by other people, by other anything, really. It's disheartening to see that my generation is the softest generation out of every other one. But recently, the word offensive has more been used to shut down people making rational and reasonable arguments because certain groups or vocal minorities do not like it. And speaking out against these vocal minorities will get you lambasted and quickly canceled and deplatformed. However, as some fail to realize, you have to risk being offensive in pursuit of education and truth. Being offensive is the most important thing nowadays because it challenges what we have already had set up for us. It challenges viewpoints. It challenges people. It challenges ideas. Science used to be offensive to the Christian church back in the medieval ages. But in the pursuit of different truth and challenging ideas, science continued. But there are reasons why people take offense to such simplistic words, terms, and sayings, and we'll get into those right now. A big cause of people being soft is a safe space. Now, safe spaces only sound good on paper, right? A safe space for you to just relax and chill out. But people over-rely on these safe spaces, and they more turn into a hug box or a echo chamber, which is defined as a space where only certain viewpoints and ideologies are acceptable, aka the ones of the person at the center of this hug box or echo chamber. They only want the ideas that they have to be reflected in their areas. Any other idea will not be considered. An echo chamber is literally designed to make you soft because you're unable to hear any other opinions. You don't think they exist, which is a problem because they do, and you can't discredit them because, oh, well, I don't feel that way, and that's not right, and that's not what everyone else is saying. That doesn't have any valid argument. It's still an opinion, and it might even be fact that you're just unwilling to hear because of how brainwashed you are by your own echo chamber. But while we're talking about soft people, this gives me a perfectly good opportunity to talk about our sponsor, Juggernog. Need to toughen yourself up to be stronger for the world? Tired of your soft bones and metaphorically soft being? Introducing the solution to your problems, Juggernog. The soda designed to toughen you up with thicker skin, stronger bones, larger muscle mass. You will be all of that and more with Juggernog. Now with more gumption. The drink for only the manliest of men or the manliest of women. Your choice. The best performance increasing soda on the market. Side effects may include too much awesomeness, heart failure, sudden beard growth for men and for women, deepening of the voice, male pattern baldness, sudden attractiveness, bulletproofing, sudden American patriotism, overpowering urge to become a construction worker, and or serious plot armor. Warning, do not drink Juggernog if you are under the age of 21. Do not drink Juggernog if you are pregnant or planning to be pregnant. If you drink Juggernog, be prepared for male pattern baldness. Juggernog has been scientifically proven to instantly kill animals. Please keep out of reach of small animals and or children. If your family disapproves of your consumption of Juggernog, kill them. They're all just haters and jealous of your success. Do not drink Juggernog if you do not want to be a construction worker and or you are an America hater. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Sorry about the advertisement. Capitalism calls. Anyways, the vocal minority is the biggest part of why people are so soft nowadays. Remember when I said a little bit ago, making valid arguments that people that are a part of a certain groups or vocal minorities can quickly get you lambasted or canceled? Well, we're talking about them now. And that would definitely be the most obvious answer of the LGBTQ, the softest community that has been through a lot in life. The LGBTQ used to have incredibly thick skin because they took hatred every single day. They are now in the safest and most welcoming environment for them, and yet people disapprove of what they're doing. If you dare speak out against the transition of children, Drag Queen Story Hour, or their kinky Pride Month events, then you are quickly lambasted and labeled as a hater because you've offended them. Why? Because you spoke out against what they do, which is actively wrong. I would say that any person who is remotely reasonable would definitely think that having someone expose themselves to your child wouldn't be okay. In fact, exposing yourself to any child isn't okay. And yet, the LGBTQ is allowed to do it, and if you speak out against them, you are homophobic, transphobic, you hate them, they're suddenly offended because they take offense that they aren't allowed to flash your kids. Speaking of Drag Queen Story Hour, this is the most important thing. Do you know what a drag queen is? It is a provocative performer that goes in bars and performs in front of a bunch of adults to make money. It's basically like a strip club, but with a guy dressed as a girl. Don't get me started on if I approve of it. It's fine as long as you're an adult. But people seem to miss the memo that children of any kind should not be in a bar and should not be looking at provocative performers such as drag queens. Not even with adult permission. That reflects poorly on parents and shitty family members. And I guarantee that some people are already mad about me saying these things. And honestly, you're proving my point on why people are so soft nowadays. That's all you've done, is prove me right about the vocal minority being soft. Unfortunately, we are out of time, and I really don't prefer yapping any longer. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Avery Experience. I hope to see you back at some point, and I hope to be able to make another episode soon. I love all of you, and I hope that you have a great day.